Assalamualaikum students, my name is Bushra Khan and I am from EM Grammar School and College. I am going to teach you chapter 4 that are cells and tissues. Topic is history of formulation of cell theory. Learning outlines include work of Aristotle, Robert Hooke, Anthony Wayne Leeuwenhoek. Then we have Jean Baptiste, Robert Brown, Schleiden and Chevon, Rudolf Virchow and Louis Pasteur. And finally we have features of cell theory. First of all, we have Aristotle. He presented that the idea of all organisms and plants are somehow related and they are interdependent, means they are dependent on one another. Then we have Robert Hooke. Cells were first discovered by a British scientist, Robert Hooke, in 1665. He used his self-made light microscope to examine a thin slice or a piece of chalk. He observed that tiny compartments are present in the pieces of chalk. He called those compartments as cellulae. His name has come to us as cells. Then we have Anthony Wayne Leeuwenhoek. The first living cells were first observed after a few years later by Dutch naturalist Anthony Wayne Leeuwenhoek. He observed that tiny organisms, first living cells, arises from organisms that are living from pond water, and he called them as animalcules. Then we have Jean Baptiste de Lamarck. In 1809, James Baptiste de Lamarck proposed that no body have life if its parts are not made from cellular tissues or not formed by cells. The next one is Robert Brown. In 1831, a British botanist, Robert Brown, discovered nucleus in cell. Then we have Schleiden and Chevon. In 1838, a German botanist, Schleiden, studied plant tissues and made the first statement of cell theory. He stated that all the plants are aggregates of individual cells. Aggregates means clusters of individual cells which are fully independent. Means aggregates of different individual cells makes plant. 1 year later, in 1839, a German zoologist, Chevon, reported that all animal tissues are also composed of individual cells. Then we have work of Rudolf Virchow. In 1855, Rudolf Virchow, a German physician, proposed an extension of cell. He proposed that all the living cells arise from pre-existing cells. The last scientist is Louis Pasteur. In 1862, Louis Pasteur provided the experimental proof of this idea. And the final cell theory which arises has 3 points. Cell theory was presented by Schleiden and Chevon in its modern form, and it includes 3 points that are: the first one is organisms composed of one or more cells. All organisms composed of one or more forms, and Number 2, cells are the smallest living things. The basic unit of organization of all living organisms means that all organisms are composed of simple cell. This is the basic unit of life. The third point is cells arise only by division in the pre-existing cells. When the already existing cells divide, new cells arise, which is the basic unit of life of all living organisms. Thank you.